to shout it from the rooftops, right? There's a better way. We have been blessed to find it. We came across this Million Money experience. Well, I did with my sponsor, Sharon Drakeford, who I have to give a big shout out to. She just felt this could work for us, less than 2 months ago, and it was just a dynamic decision. It's something we've never seen before. We've never done anything like this before. We're merging a combination of the cryptocurrency and online support and blockchain, and building a community where it's no longer just about what I want, right? It's not my group and my team and me. It's about what's happening collaboratively. And that's very, very unique. I've never seen anything like it, right? So we're really locking arms and building this community and helping one another, and investing in each other's dreams, right? Sometimes people think investment means money only, and often investment can mean time. And I would say that in this short time period, the people that I've been working with at the admin level, we've probably invested, 100 hours collectively, 1,000 hours in what we believe in. We believe in just working together. We believe in leaving this past behind us. We also believe in everything that has happened thus far is nothing but a pedestal for us to stand on top of, right? So it's like no regrets. All of the many businesses you've done in the past and you just never really made it big. Guess what? Learning lessons, and we're just stepping higher and higher. And finally, now we're here at Million Money. It's time for us to step off the edge and soar. This framework is allowing us to do just that. So Million Money provides to us a smart contract, and basically that's like a formula written in stone, I'll say it that way, right? Written into a blockchain scenario where it cannot be altered, taken back, there's no favoritism. It's just like a robot. A robot just does what it does without any subjectivity. So we happen to have come into this environment where we can build a team and get paid over and over again. And what this has set up for us is that we can be in a position to earn about 1,500 Ethereum every 100 days. When I joined Million Money, one Ethereum was worth about $187. I think today the value is about $245. That's pretty high because even just like last week, it was around 230. So we were like just kind of shocked even today, but guess what? It's going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to grow. So we're super excited about that because we want something. We want to be in a growth market. You want to be in a growth industry. You want to be on the front side of something and not just, overworked and pushed back by inflation when your dollar seems to be shrinking. So it's really, really good to be in this industry and to be on the cutting edge of moving in the right direction. So let's talk a little bit about Million Money, because I believe there may be people here for the very first time. This is the site. I want you to go and do your own research, but it's million.money, million.money. And there is a small fee to join million.money, and it is 0.03 Ethereum. 0.03 Ethereum. Many of you may be familiar with Bitcoin. That's like the grandfather, if you will, of cryptocurrency. Well, Ethereum is the second most popular currency. It's kind of like the gold and silver relationship. Ethereum is very stable. Ethereum is also growing, and it has a fantastic future, even as short in sight as the end of this year. The direction and the heights that it's looking to grow are just fantastic. So your timing is beautiful. So I really want people to take advantage of this. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about how fast Ethereum is growing and how steady it's growing. But in the front of my mind, I'm looking at sharing this with two people who share it with two people who share it with two people, right? This vehicle in and of itself, Million Money, I'm going to show you the payout plan, if you will. So this is a 2x5 matrix. That means that as I mentioned earlier, everyone gets two people who get two, all the way down to 5 levels. So 2 just means every level is doubling. 2 on your first level, 4, and then 8, 16 on your 4th level, and then 32 on your 5th level. And that's it. That's it. When you add those together, you get a total of 62 people. That is your group. That is your team. That is your matrix, if you will. And your goal is to help each of those 62 people to do the same thing, right? So when everyone gets 62 people, the income is quite phenomenal. It's so simple that it's imperfect. It's so simple, but people won't do it in a perfect manner, right? If they did, you would be able to fill out the perfect matrix, but they won't. People will get tired, lazy, distracted, forgetful. Pick something. It's too hot. I'm too tired. I'm too whatever. And they'll move on to another shiny object. So we are going to talk on the second half of this about how to build a perfect matrix because, most people say, well, I'm only getting, 70%, 30% out of this. It's more than what I had. But what if you could build and partner with a system that built it with 100% perfection? That would be quite phenomenal. And that is what we have been able to do. That's what we're in the midst of doing even right now. Let's talk about the type of money you can earn even as you're going down this chart. If you look at, you can look at the Ethereum profit here on the far right-hand side. On your first level, you make about $2. On your second, 27. And this isn't perfect. These numbers are based on whatever the value of Ethereum was when the chart was made. And the Ethereum value is even much higher today, right? So I want to kind of look at these numbers down here on your fifth level, about $8,000 in your pocket. This is profit. You can walk away with this money, and you can, the term that many people use, hey, can I cash out? I want to touch the money. I want it in my hand. I want to spend it, right? We say that it would be wise of you to wait till you get to your fourth and fifth level, because at that point you would have a profit from which to work, so much of a profit that it wouldn't hinder your progress, right? So what happens is, as you earn money within this system, you use a sub portion of that money to promote you to the next level. So everyone's doing this at the same time. The algorithm is so amazing because you never have to go back into your pocket. Many of us are coming from businesses where you had to pay, your auto ship, you have to pay a membership. There are all these fees that are consistent and regular, and sometimes you just come up empty. With Million Money, you pay a one-time 0.03 Ethereum, and then everything that you earn from that point, you can stash away and use a little bit for your profit. But what happens is, once you get down to the levels of 4 and 5, you're starting to get a larger profit. The margin is larger, right? So you take still portions of that to move to the next level, but you can walk away with so much more. So I'll give you an example. When you get down to your fifth level, you need you will earn 32 Ethereum, okay? On your fifth level, you get 32 Ethereum. And again, you can do the math, right? If you just multiply 32 by what I say today, 245. So you have 32 people. The way that works is 32 people are on that level, and they're each paying you when you've ranked to level 5, they're each paying you 1 Ethereum. That's how you get 32 Ethereum. So when you move to the next level, you only pay a portion. You pay 2.5 Ethereum to get into the next level, which is level 6. Okay, so in order to do that, you could say, well, I still have about 29 Ethereum left. And you actually do. You could cash that out. Some people say, you know what? I'm going to not just keep that 2.5 Ethereum. I'm going to have enough money set aside to pay for my next level, my next 2 levels. If that be the case, and you earn 32, but you're tucking away, if you will, about 8 Ethereum, 8 or 9 Ethereum, so you can still walk away with over 20 Ethereum. So even in all of this, right, I want to say that we have the benefit of sharing with one another and just getting advice. What would you do? What did you do when you were in this situation? Of course, we know people who are cashing out and spending the money. And that's something that we're all looking forward to doing. And some people are doing it even right now. So you get to get in where you fit in and figure out how many people you want to bless. Immediately I've seen people come in and they get their whole household in, children, parents, neighbors, everyone, because when we talk about not leaving anyone behind, why would we? If we find a way up and a way out, why would we leave other people back there drowning for at a rate of 0.03 Ethereum, which is about $10. You'll see that on this chart, $10. Right now, it may be about $12, but still, let's just say for less than 15 bucks, right? That's what we're talking about. This is a $15 decision. Like, like what, with some people, like what is the ongoing conversation about? Sometimes people think that if there's not a high value to something, that it has a low impact, right? This is a 15, $10 to $15, depending on, what the cost of Ethereum is, what some transaction fees might be, $1 or $2 here or there. Sometimes people get confused with that versus what the outcome is. The $15, that's just a hiccup. That's a speed bump. That's a toll. Like you're going through a toll booth to get to a higher level, to get to a better land, a better environment. That's just a toll, if you will. So let's move quickly on to what the objective is and where we're going and who else is in our caravan, because we're on a mission. So let me tell you what we have been blessed to find. Again, I want you to invite you to go to this page, Million.money, and read it from top to bottom, especially in the bottom page. The bottom part of the page, it deals with FAQs. So a lot of things, maybe about a dozen of them or so, that you can take a look at and see, what really are some of the concerns here? What's the safety of this company, of partnering with them? How long have they been around? How can I trust them? What can I expect out of them? And those are all fair questions. So take a look at those questions at the bottom of the page and get back with the person who invited you to hang out with us and say, you know what? I am not going to belabor a $15 decision. And it may be as low as $12, just again, depending on the transactional fees. I'm not going to belabor that. What is that, a pizza? Are you kidding me? A pizza that could actually, a price of a pizza could actually land you into a better destiny. So that's the framework of Million Money, the company. Now let me tell you about the framework of who we are and how we have come together on this team. So as I mentioned, my sponsor, Sharon, is she pulled us into this wild and crazy adventure, because that's exactly what it's been. She shared it, and the team that shared it with her, they've just been phenomenal, supportive from the very start. And I have found that when you, I guess like attracts like, right? When you put that vibration out there, you start pulling in people who think like you, who dream like you, who hope like you, and in our case, who also work like you. And that's what it is. We got to work. Sometimes you got to work in the front side in order to get something out on the other side. Kind of reminds me of like people who live on a farm, or I guess it's well water maybe. I'm a city girl, I don't really know, but I have seen I have seen those pumps where you have to pump the water. You have to put a lot of effort into it before the water starts coming out, but you have to do the front side and then you get the abundance. So that's exactly where we are right now. We're pumping and we're pumping and we're pumping because we know we're connected to something that is quite phenomenal. So the Million Money system in and of itself is quite powerful. It's like a stallion. It's like this incredible racehorse that could win, the Triple Crown. That can beat any other horse around. The Million Money system is phenomenal. What we have been able to do is put that racehorse onto a rocket. that's what we've done with the system called zero gravity, right? It's taking the best of Million Money and putting it into something that can catapult it even further simply by designing that perfect matrix where we're not dealing with people who lose energy, interest, focus. Perfect means there are no holes. Every space is filled. We're standing shoulder to shoulder in every spot in the matrix. That's what we're in the middle of designing so far. We just started on Saturday, which was 4th of July. We have an incredible group of people who have worked together to place, to put people into the matrix, to make sure we all have footing, to make sure we have a sturdy foundation. And then we're just going to continue to build on that person by person, shoulder to shoulder, no spaces. And right now we are priming the pump because there's a lot of work to get it done. But we know that as we get the foundation filled and that's sturdy, that we can then build the first floor and the second floor, right? And then literally a skyscraper of success, of encouragement, of hope, of victory, of more options. My position is that more money creates more options. That's the bottom line. Some people feel like, money is evil. I will tell you this, money typically reveals who you are. If you're selfish and greedy and, self-centered, it'll make you more of that. If you're a giver and you want to make a difference and you want to just pour into your community, into your family, you'll have more opportunity to do just that. I'm encouraging you to visit zerogravitymlm.com. On that site, you can get a free membership, but you also get something way beyond that. You get the resources and the insight and the support on how to build your million money business, right? There's interactivity, there's collaboration, there are flyers and business cards, other things that you could literally hold on to, share, and to help you build your matrix. And we have some wonderful, just unique ideas on how to help you surge your business. That's the direction we're going in. And I guess the best way to say it is you don't have to do it alone. Why would you want to do it alone? Like, this is not a cubicle style business where you just kind of go sit in the back room and you don't talk to anybody. This is like a community of collaborators, of people who we just, it's like iron sharpening iron. Hey, how about this way? What about this way? Oh, I never thought about that. That's a great idea. Well, what projects are you working on? Oh, that I could use that in my community too. Fantastic. What schools are your kids going to? Wow, I never was able to think about that because the tuition is so high, but now I can, right? So we want to be having these higher level conversations. Who can I be helping? Where can I donate my money? Where can I be a blessing? That's the type of energy and the spirit and the rhythm we're creating within Zero Gravity on top of Million Money. It's just all good, layer upon layer upon layer of good, right? So if you have that type of spirit and you want to run with us, I'm going to tell you some great news. The doors have not closed. The beta launch is in full swing, right? When we first came together, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this also. When we first came together, we said, you know what? We can do this in 5 days. Oh boy, were we mistaken. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we have learned that we want to be very precise with how we roll things out. The front picture, we've been looking at this picture for weeks now, and it says, no man, no woman, or no vision left behind. We have learned that as we move quickly, it's easier to drop, to miss, to overlook, for things to fall through the cracks. We would much rather move at a slow and steady pace, always moving forward. That's where our victory mark is, because, and I don't know what the time frame will be. It won't be a month, it might be twice the time we imagined originally. So we said 5 days, it might be 10 days. But this is what I do know, that this time next month, when you're sitting and counting your money, and you're sitting and looking at the growth of Zero Gravity, and you're sitting and looking at all of, like, we're opening the floodgates and literally waves of people are coming through, that you won't even, like, this little time right here of tension and stress and, don't leave me out, and I didn't get my number. Like, all that's going to be it's going to be a dim memory. So I'm encouraging everyone who's looking and watching and hoping and waiting to continue praying for, insight and wisdom and favor as we move mountains. We are literally moving mountains. There are some things that are happening in the background that are, I'll give you an example. Normally, when you sign into Million Money, it will be 0.03 Ethereum, and you might have to pay a couple of dollars for gas fees, right? And that's just the transactional fees. They can be, $1, $2, maybe $3. During one of our windows of time, the gas fees went up as high as $122. $122. We were stunned. We had never seen that before, right? So even as much as we planned everything perfectly, that was a curveball. And we had to kind of step back and regroup and figure out, okay, that happened. Now, what is going to be our counter move, right? So that's why we understand that it's not about rushing and pushing through. And I know some people were thinking, wow, well, maybe I should pay $122. No, don't pay 122. Let's figure this out. So we have pulled back from some things and settled down. And we find that when we settle down, we get ideas, we get solutions. And we want to stay in that space of solutions and not frantic, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Like nothing good comes from that spirit, right? So we invite you to step back with us. And as I always say, trust the process, trust the process, and we relax. I would say we sleep on it, but we are not getting much sleep these days, and that's okay. That's okay. We're getting great ideas and we're sharing them one with another and able to come to some really, really good solutions. So, like I said, it might take a little bit longer, but our destination has not changed. Our mission has not changed. Our energy has not changed. Our commitment has not changed. And we can still see in the horizon, we can still see the solution. And we're moving every day, every hour, we're moving closer and closer to it. This is part of what we have so far. This is a picture of the matrix as it stands today. And I'm saying that this is page one. There's another page to this. I don't, if I could turn it sideways and attach the two, this is our perfect matrix. This is what you are a part of. You are a part. I really know that we are making history. I'm sure that Million Money has never had a perfect matrix before. I'm positive of it. You are part of this. Somewhere, right? Maybe right here, maybe that's you, or maybe that's you over here. But all of us coming together, shoulder to shoulder, this is what we have done collaboratively, patiently, working together with the right attitude and the right mindset. This is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And we're just getting started. It has not been 1 week, right? We had this structure in the first 2.5 days. So now we're just doing the nipping and the tucking and the, just tightening things up. And so the next phase is a phase of leveling up. And that everyone on this page right here is a level 1 in this particular picture. Like I just took a snapshot of it 2 days ago. Everyone was level 1, and that's perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. So now what I want to do is take you to the zero gravity site so you can see, so we can discuss a little bit about phase 2, because that's what we are now in the middle of, or the beginning of actually phase 2. So when I mention that we want to move slow and steady, there's a very good reason to do that. We don't want to leave anyone behind. That's the key reason. But we also want to be very direct in our directions, right? We want to make sure people understand exactly what they're supposed to do, when they're supposed to do it. Let me see if I can get to this. Okay, so what's going to happen right now, and it's going to be happening throughout the evening. Let me say this first. In moving slowly, we have decided that instead of rushing through, and I'm going to say this word, and like we are so focused on we don't even want to say the word level up. We don't want to say it because we don't want to it's like for us putting a piece of cheese in front of a mouse, people hear it and they just run for it. And we don't want that behavior. Everything has to be done steadily, in decency and order, and as a direct command or direct decision or direct guidance from your line captain. So let me show you why that's important and how that's going to work. So 2 things. At the top of our page, I don't know if I can see it here. Okay, yeah. At the top of our page, on the right-hand side, right next to your name, on the right-hand side, you see Coach Kim. Right next to that, you see an envelope. And that envelope is a notification, right? That's how we communicate with you. That's how admin sends you messages. Most of us, all of us should have a I guess a reinforced way of communication. That means that when you get a message here in your envelope, you also get an email alerting you, hey, you got a message from admin, and the email will actually duplicate in many cases, the verbiage in the message, right? So in this case, in our next phase, the notification that you will get will specifically say, let me just use a name here. It will specifically say, I'll say Nicholas Tanner. Hey, Nicholas Tanner, this is from the site admin for Zero Gravity, and we want to know or show to you a range of numbers that is up, right? It's like you're up at bat. We want to show you a range of numbers. Here's the range of numbers. We want you to look at this range and see if your 3 numbers fall within that range, right? So we all got our wallets funded. We have 3 wallets and we funded them all. So now, after we funded them, now we're all sitting and waiting. The next step was to connect them to a Million Money account. Everyone who's a level 1 did just that. When you pay your 03.03, you're buying level 1, right? That's what that payment is, a purchase of level 1. Everyone who's in the system now, and there's still new people coming in, and the door is wide open. Keep on coming. We welcome you. But everyone on the board, you paid your level 1 money, you're in position. We wanted everyone to be a 1, and then the next step, phase 2, is okay, now how do we push that first domino down and have that domino effect, right? You push one domino down and they all fall down, right? So what we're doing right now is we've pushed the first domino down and the rows are starting to get into place. What we decided, right now we have about 10 rows, about 10. And it's continuing to grow. That's why I'm kind of, seesawing, right around 10 rows, 10 levels. In the beginning, on paper, we said, oh my goodness, we can go through all 10 rows in one day. And the next day we'll all be level 3, and the next day all level 4. And we've learned that that is a big feat. So what we decided is that instead of going through all 10 rows in one day, we're going to do part 1 and part 2, or an A-B. I'll call it that. Day A, day B, right? On day A, which is today is our first day A, we're going through 8 levels. 8 levels. And we're holding people's hands in each level, okay? So what'll happen is we send you the range, you look in the range, and you put yourself into a line, a group, okay? And I'm gonna show you what that's gonna look like. You get the notification from this envelope here at the top, and you can check your email, and both of those will say the same thing. Hey, Nicholas Tanner, do your 3 numbers fall in this range? Okay. Picture in your head that each range is a line, right? It's a line. And in some cases, you might have 2 of your numbers fall on one line, and the 3rd number falls on the next line. I want you to disengage yourself from thinking my 3 numbers have to be together. If they're on 2 lines, guess what? You're going to be accountable to 2 groups, and that's okay, right? Go by the range. If let's say the range ends at 100, and your 3 numbers are 99, 100, and 101. Well, guess what? You only have 2 numbers in this range, and you wait for the next invitation, and that 101 will be right here in that next level. So you just have to be bifocular, looking in both groups, right? Most people, in most cases, will be, they'll have 3 numbers on one level. But I just want you to be attuned to the fact that maybe yours won't be all together, and that's a natural occurrence. Just go with it. So here's the thing. Let me do one other example here. If you're on the main page of Zero Gravity, you'll also see this fantastic logo here that says beta test. It's on the left-hand side. and it has a quill pen with it. Beta test level up. Let me see if this will react to me here. So if I click this, let's say I can't find my email. Maybe it went into spam. I don't know. I can't, whatever. I don't get it. And I want to push here on beta test. I will get some choices here. This video is just going to reinforce, you know, because they say repetition is the mother of learning, right? So just listen to it again and again. We would rather you to be over sure of the information than running off with, man, I thought she said this and I ran. Nope, we want you to get, you can't get too much information in this area, okay? So after you watch this video, this right here says click here to connect with your line captain. Click here to connect with your line captain. So you would click this button, and once you get there, you would fall into, you have several choices, right? So your job is to find out, here's a range here, and ending in 489 to 585. Does your number fall in this range? Oh no, my number's higher. Let me go to the next range. From 5623590 to 623,667. Does my number fall in that range? Okay, nope, let me keep moving. Okay, here's one ending in 671 to 837. Oh, okay, yeah, this is my range. My numbers are 672, 674, and 680. Those are my three numbers. I fall in this category. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here to find my line captain. We wanted this to be very systematic. You find your range and you know where you fall and you click here. When you click here to find your line captain, here they are. These guys are going to help you win, right? Once you go here, your line captains are CJ, Nick, and Elaine, and you actually fall on line 6, okay? And here's again the verification of your numbers. Now I will tell you one of the, okay, let me say this last part. You click here, right here where it says join us. When you click to join us, you will become a member of this group. This has been the most detail-oriented day. But after you get into this group, after today, you should know your group, but when your head hits your pillow tonight, you should be tucked away into your specific group. So going forward, it'll be even simpler. It'll be simpler for us, but it'll be simpler for you too, because you'll be directed to talking to one of these 3 people if you're in group 6. And I know in the beginning, I saw a lot of chatter around where people were wondering, well, who's my captain? Who's my line captain? You know, and that was a fair question because we put that out there, but we didn't have this established yet. And now it is established. So you can direct your queries to them and you listen to them. They will tell you when it's your turn to come up to bat and swing, right? We're still operating in decency and order. We're still following their instructions specifically. And the first instruction they're going to tell you, let's say your ID number is 623857. I thought that was a 5. 857, 856 and 859. The first thing they're going to tell you is you're in the wrong group. They're going to redirect you to make sure you get into the right group. There's a lid for every pot. And if this is not your group, you will be kindly excused and you will go to the correct group. And within that group, your captain will tell you when to move. One of the best things about being in a group is there's no competition. Like when you're in this group, whatever group you're in, that's your little family, right? That's your little camp, if you will. There's no competition there. You're all working together. We can have, let's say people who get it. Oh, I know how to make a move. I know how to take action. Maybe someone in your group doesn't. You can get established and level up when you're told, and then you can turn around and maybe help another person, just because it's simple. Right? You can share your experiences, you can collaborate, you can talk in this group, you can leave a comment, you can ask questions, right? The dialogue exists in this group. That's what we wanted to do because on some of our lines, we have over 500 people. So we have to get smaller groups so that people can be heard and they can interact. So that is the vision for getting into the groups, and that's what's taken us a bit of time, but it's worth it. It's worth it because it institutes order and accountability. We don't want any lone rangers. We don't want any mavericks, right? People doing it their way. You know, my mama told me to level up. Well, your mama isn't even in zero gravity. This is the one time that we tell you don't listen to your mama, right? So we want to make sure people listen to their line captains, and they will speak clearly. And the other blessing about the line captains is that they relate one to another. So the line captain for line 6 is relating to 7 and relating to 8. So they have a bigger view, right? They can help you move forward on one accord. So that's kind of where we are. I want to give you a snapshot. We probably have gotten through maybe, I want to say we're probably on line 5 right now, you know, getting people into the position of leveling up. Um, I would go back and check my messages this evening and check my email. And if you don't see a message, it's fine to go back to this beta test on the main page and click on that. Look at your 3 numbers and find out which group you belong in and get into that group. Get into that group. It's fine to introduce yourself to your line captains. That's fine, but they'll see you coming in. They'll see you and they will, you know, give you instructions. And, you know, leveling up is really probably the funnest part of the whole venture. But it's not fun. I have to address this. It's not fun if you do it ahead of time. We're seeing a pieces, you know, like popcorn, old school popcorn. You put it in the pan and it pops up. We're seeing a couple of stragglers who just pop up without consideration of others. I'll say it that way. Some people are leveling up without being told to. They're doing it out of order, and it's messing up the whole vibe. Every time someone levels up without being told to, it's like a gut punch at the admin. You should hear the gnashing and the like. It's horrible. It's just horrible, because we think of all of the work that we're doing so that everything can be done correctly, so that no one will be left behind, so that everyone will have a fair shot. And then someone just says, hey, forget about you guys. I'm just going to do it my way. That's just horrible. So I'm letting you know that's a horrible act, and we hope that we don't see any more of it. If you have a question about, is it my turn to level up, ask your line captain. They will know. They will know with 100% surety. And if they have any question, they will ask, right? And they will help you level up accordingly. So please remember, the whole vibration of zero gravity is that we are a family and that we are working together, and that there is plenty of good room. You don't have to scrape, scratch, or fight. You don't have to crawl over anybody, right? You don't have to step on anybody. Your turn is there. And when you get there, there's plenty of good room. It's a wide field, right? There's plenty. So that I think when people get ahead of themselves, they have that spirit of lack and fear and loss and limits. Well, that's not who we are here. And there's plenty to go around. So please, I encourage you and I admonish you, please do not level up ahead of time. Keep the communication lines open, both hearing and speaking and following instructions. If you have any questions, ask a second time, a third time. We would rather you ask us 3 times, right? Instead of thinking, I thought she said this. I'm just going to go ahead because, you know, I don't want to feel a certain way and go back and ask again. No, ask us again. We don't mind. We want this to go very well. So I'm going to close with that and just open it up for questions or comments. And I would ask that we do ask just, you know, as pertinent as you can, because we really do want to get back to the room and continue preparing and setting this up for the rest of the evening so we can get you into your groups. So if you have any pressing questions, feel free to ask them. And if they can wait, that would be great. That would be even better. So with that, I'm going to open it up. Thank you guys for your attention, and the floor is yours. We'll take a few questions, maybe about 5 minutes worth.
Hey, Coach Kim, this is Shani.
Hello, Miss Shani.
Hi. I was just wondering where you guys are gonna post this video because my connection has been really bad, so I missed some of the information.
We're going to post this video on the Zero Gravity site on the main page.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Good night,
Any
Coach
other
Kim.
questions? Hadia, go ahead.
Yes, I see there that
Go ahead,
you're
Hadia.
at 623, numbers beginning with 623.
Do I need to lower your hand to hear you? How about now? Go ahead, Hadia.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So I saw that you were at 623, like numbers beginning with 623.
Uh-huh.
You would think that by the end of the night you'll get through to 629 numbers, or I just wonder if I have to stay up.
Well, I'm going to tell you your main focus right now is to get into your group, is to get into your room.
That's what I mean.
Right. So what you can do is either look for the email or go to the main site and click on that emblem, and you can go into your room from there. And once you're in there, you can ask your line captain about the projection of when you'll be needed in person to make a move. So we're going to, again, get through, our goal is to get through line 8 tonight. And then tomorrow we'll be doing line 9 and line 10. That's the rhythm that we're setting up. This is day A, tomorrow's day B. This is the first time we're doing this breakup, you know, between the two, and we'll see how it flows. We may shift, you know, the next pair of days, but we'll see how it goes. And we want to give people ample time to be in position to make the move to level up. So when you go to your line, and they will have a good indication for you as to when you will be called to make your move. Okay?
Right. I didn't want to know when I would be called to make the move. What I was actually asking is in terms of my actual line, because the numbers that you showed there, I went on to the page and they don't have our line yet. Like, you only have 623 numbers.
I got you. Okay. Well, you know what? There will be, like I said, that's probably, maybe it's covering up to level 8. So you can go to sleep tonight and we will continue with levels 9 and 10 tomorrow. We have not set a start time for tomorrow, but we will post that and you will know it. So if it's noon, you'll know that, you know, within, let me say this, the lines 9 and 10 are so large. There's so many people on those lines that we're going to have a 2-hour block of time to make sure people are leveled up within that window. Okay. So just check the board before you go to sleep, and we will post the start time for tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Any more questions or comments, Miss Netta?
Coach Kim?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, this is Netta.
Hello, Miss Netta.
Hi. So I signed up a lot of people, and at some point the system went down. So they have maybe 624, 624.
624. Go ahead. I missed the last part of that. Netta.
People will be in, I'm sorry. Yes. So is it possible people will be in 2 groups because 2 of their numbers populated and we have to wait for the 3rd one and it's in another group? So will people be in 2 groups?
Yeah, that's going to happen in some cases. And that's okay. That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Any other questions? You guys must want us to get back to work. Hey, we're fine with that. This is a nice little breather. So we're going to get...
Yes. Hello, Coach Kim. How long does the beta test run for?
It's going to run until we're done. And that's going to be probably about another week or so.
Awesome. I can do a week. Awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Hey, I want to encourage you guys. Let me just finish this one thought. I want to encourage you guys to continue inviting people, you know, because guess what? There is actually life after the beta. And that's going to be even more phenomenal. So it's all good from here. Okay. Michelle, go ahead. You have the floor. I can't hear you, Michelle. You're muted. Okay. All right. Maybe one more question. Anyone?
Coach Kim.
Yes. Yes, Audrey, go ahead.
Can we?
Yes, I was just saying thank you very much for stretching it out. I think that's a wise idea.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
We appreciate you guys understanding, because, you know, we're not doing it for ourselves. We're doing it because we want everyone to win, and we have to do it that way. It's
Yeah, that's a
medical.
very wise idea.
Yeah, otherwise, if we rush through it, we just will make bad decisions because we'll be too tired.
I'm sure you will. You have to take your time.
Yes, yes. Slow, and this is the theme, slow and steady, right? Wins
I
the
agree
race.
with that.
Slow and steady.
If you take your time, you can see all the little cracks and stuff and
Yes.
correct stuff.
Yes, you are absolutely right.
Yes.
Yes.
Coach Kim.
Yes, Mr. Shane, go ahead.
I have
Hey,
a question.
Well, just one more minute. Go ahead, Shane.
Hey, well, not a question, right? I
Go
just
ahead.
want to tell you that I love the way how you got all these things set up, right? You said you were military. Actually, I was military too for 19 years.
Oh my
Right?
gosh. Okay.
I was military for 19 years, and when I saw your orders process with the mission execution situation, all that type of stuff, and I often tell people when I speak to them that soldiers are unique,
Mm-hmm.
and we bring what we learned inside the military to reality, and it really helps us, right?
Yes. Yes.
I just wanted to let you know that the precision, is like teaching a recruit the different steps of saluting to the front at the halls and all that type of stuff.
Yep.
So this is very good, and I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed.
Hey,
So
Shane, you'll be pleased to know that when we meet together, we meet in the Tactical Operations Center. So we're not playing, Shane. We are not playing.
we're not playing. We're not
But
playing.
thank you for your comment. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. Yes, Miss Claudia.
Yes, thank you. I'm fairly new. I
Mhm.
just a couple of days ago, and it's
Oh,
the
wow.
first thing I've ever walked into blindly. I have no clue what it
Great.
is I'm in, and I don't
Okay.
understand at all.
It's a faith
All I
walk.
know is
Okay.
that I have $1 million. I signed up with $1 million money, and I have like 3 or 4 zero gravity. And I signed my daughter up, and a few other people are under me, like maybe 5 or 6 people. But I
Okay.
still don't know what I'm about. And I guess they trust me enough to be in too. So,
Love it.
you know,
I love it.
so I just need just a little synopsis of what it is.
Okay, so the front side of it was the synopsis. I would encourage you to re-watch it. It's a lot of different videos about what we're doing. And just the main thing you can do is just keep it simple and just do the next task in front of you. If you just focus on the next task, everything will be fine, okay?
Okay.
And keep the lines of communication open, and you can message me if you need a point of clarity. That would work too. I don't mind messaging. That helps me to manage my time best. And your line captains will also help you. They'll be more than glad to help you.
Okay.
Kim, did you give her the 800? I mean, the little hotline number?
The outline number?
The hotline.
I did not. I don't have that in front of me right now. But if you go back to the resources section in Zero Gravity, the promo resources, you'll see an 800 number. You can hear an overview about what we have to offer. And where are you located, Claudia?
Florida, West Palm.
Okay, so you can dial into an 800 number to get a sizzle call, a 3-minute overview of what Million Money is. That'll be very helpful. Go to the Zero Gravity page and click on, is it promotional? I think it's the
Promotional tools.
tab, promotional tools. And
Yeah.
you'll see a purple page with a row.
Uh-oh, you froze.
Can you, I'm frozen?
Now you're unfrozen.
Okay. Can you see me? Okay. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up, and we're going to post this video on the Zero Gravity site. I thank you guys for your, for your weighing in and for your trusting us. We don't take that for granted. And we're going to go because I think we're going to try to get in bed before 3 o'clock tonight. That would be a good goal. So thank you guys for hanging out with us, and God bless, and keep your comments coming, messages. I know we're not, getting them right off the bat, but if we get to them, we'll go back and reread them. So we want to make sure we serve you and, honor your vision. So please, let's continue to work together. No leveling up without permission. None of that. Tell your team, give them the finger, look at them, This is something we have to be accountable one to another. It's very important because we gotta do what we say we are, right? That's integrity when those two match up. So let's do that and be concerned about each other's dreams, right? No man, no woman, no vision left behind. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you tonight. Check your email, get into your groups, and let's let's keep moving forward, and let's end tonight strong and start tomorrow running. Thank you guys so much. Tito, thank you for handling the recording for me. I appreciate you, and we'll see you guys very soon. Good night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you, Kim.
Very
Thank you,
welcome.
Coach Kim.
God
Nice
bless.
Coach Kim.
You
See you
guys are
shortly.
very, very welcome. Good
Thank
night,
you, Coach.
babe.
Thank you,
Coach
Kim.
Kim.
Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks, Kim. Good night.
You're very welcome. Good night, everyone. Good night. Be safe, everyone.